we go, Alan. The director of the new Star Wars movie has been, I want to say cast, but that's not accurate, actually. It's different than that. There's a movie featuring Rey that is the continuing adventures of Rey. I'm going to bring this up in just a minute here. This is from my Twitter feed. This is kind of unprecedented in the sense that this director, I'm going to have to make this larger so you can see it here. So just give me a moment. We're going to check this out real quick. From End Wokeness on Twitter, the next Star Wars film will be directed by a feminist activist and former journalist. The theme is centered around feminism. What could go wrong? Here is the director. Her last name is Abed Shinoy. So, and she is tasked with making a Star Wars movie starring Rey. My message is there. Starring Rey, which will continue Rey's story about Rey rebuilding the Jedi Academy. So it's set 15 years after the events of Episode 9. No word if any other cast members from Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, will be joining or not. The only person confirmed in terms of the cast is Daisy Ridley as Rey. To be fair, I never had a problem with Daisy Ridley. I think she's a very good actress who was given not a very good story material to deal with. The story material that she was sort of tasked with, the character, the way it was written, and it seemed, if you watched interviews with Daisy Ridley, that she wasn't super into it. She was not super into it. Now we're gonna watch this from CNN. It's a short
first
clip.
woman and the first person of color
We're gonna check
to
this
direct a
out.
Star Wars
I have
film.
to pause there.
What are you doing?
Pause, would you? Okay, we're gonna watch this short clip, an interview with her, while you are looking up on IMDb the resume of this filmmaker. Because here's what I want to understand, and I have a theory about this. Okay. I have a theory about what's actually happening here. I'm going to give you my take on it after we watch this video. It's a short clip, 34 seconds. But look her up on IMDb. I'm going to want you to share screen with her resume. A Star Wars movie is kind of a big deal, okay? The Star Wars sequels, even though they were diminishing returns by the time they got to The Rise of Skywalker, the returns at the box office fell to half. The Force Awakens made nearly $2 billion at the box office. Rise of Skywalker barely crossed the $1 billion mark. I'm going to play this video for you to watch, us to watch together. This is her on CNN, seemingly on New Year's night. I don't know why it was important to get this news out then, but let's watch this. Okay, ready, Alan? Can you see it okay?
Yep.
Here we go.
So the first woman and the first person of color to direct a Star Wars film, and it's set to be released in 2026. You can say that the force is strong with this one. Here's Sharmina Obaid-Chinoy.
You know, I'm very thrilled about the project because I think what we are about to create is something very special. And we're in 2024 now. And I think it's about time that we had a woman come forward to shape the story in a galaxy far, far away.
So the first woman and the first person of color.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me give you the first thing that comes to my mind is why today. I mean, it's not like this news is just breaking because this was announced at Star Wars Celebration. They even announced, I believe she was at D23 as well.
Yes.
You know, what is it? I mean, I tweeted about this, but I felt like that the powers that be just basically said, hey, people are having too much fun in 2024 so far. We need something to ruin it. And so let's run this story.
Well, here's my take on this is that there have been more Star Wars projects announced and canceled than there have been Star Wars projects made. Under Kathleen Kennedy, There were the Star Wars sequel films, that's 3 movies, Rogue One, and Solo. Solo did poorly. Rogue One is probably the one that most people remember most fondly. But announced, you had Rian Johnson's trilogy, the trilogy from the producers of the original Game of Thrones, not House of the Dragon, but Game of Thrones. Taika Waititi was supposed to do a Star Wars movie. There's a graphic you can find of all the Star Wars movies announced and canceled. But this one was different. It was announced in a way that it was announced at Star Wars Celebration. Okay. It was announced not only at Star Wars Celebration, to bring up a picture of her on screen here. It was announced at Star Wars Celebration, and Daisy Ridley was there. If we don't make this movie, there's going to be a lot of egg on Kathleen Kennedy's face, and I think it's going to be very embarrassing for everyone involved. Looking at this, why are they promoting a movie now that's coming out in 2026? What is the point of this?
Exactly.
No one else who's ever had an announced Star Wars project, did they go and do a press tour? You're seeing articles, you're seeing videos of her resurface, you're seeing her doing interviews. What made her on New Year's Eve, not like she doesn't have something else better to do on New Year's Eve, but to go on CNN? Here is what I am going to speculate what happened. The project's in trouble. It's probably not going to happen under her. So what does she do? She hires a personal publicist. Okay. People do this all the time in Hollywood. You hire a personal publicist, not a publicist from Lucasfilm, not sanctioned or allowed, but a personal publicist to say, I want to start doing interviews for this movie that I'm making. It's set to go before cameras this year. Okay. My feeling is things are not going well behind the scenes, and she took it upon herself. Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy took it upon herself to hire a personal publicist to book her some interviews. And now these have gone viral because some of the things she's saying are kind of disrespectful to the women that have been involved in Star Wars history. Everyone from Kathleen Kennedy, who's been shepherding the franchise, for the last decade. Okay. To Marsha Lucas, to Carrie Fisher, who did not only contribute the character of Princess Leia in acting, she also wrote a lot of stuff behind the scenes. She was helping George a bit. So I'll just say that this is kind of disheartening to see this attitude. And now here's what we're going to do. Alan, you're going to share screen. You're going to show us the resume of Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy. We're just going to look at because the thing is this. Do you ever get excited? Let me just a quick thing here. Do you ever get excited when you find out wow, Scorsese is going to make this movie, right? And it's oh my God, that would be amazing. Chris Nolan's going to do Oppenheimer, right? Mm-hmm. Greta Gerwig, when I saw that first teaser trailer for Barbie, I thought, first of all, best marketing ever for a movie in 2023. You can't, whatever you think of Barbie, great marketing. If you love Barbie, go see Barbie. If you hate Barbie, go see Barbie. Brilliant. And Greta Gerwig, I happen to think, if you look at her past work, such as Lady Bird, I believe she is a true talent. Mm-hmm. So connecting Greta Gerwig with Barbie, that's a win. That's a studio that is producing a film that knows its audience. Now, I have often said turning Star Wars into a girl brand will turn out to be the costliest mistake in entertainment history. Let's look at Sharmeen's resume.
Yes.
If you would. She directed,
so
go
she
ahead.
got her training for Star Wars, for Marvel, for Disney, by directing two episodes of Ms. Marvel. Do you remember those 2 episodes, Chris?
I only watched the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, maybe you saw it. I have no idea.
Okay.
But the rest of it is very interesting. Fundamental Gender Justice, no exception. That's a TV miniseries. Then there's Satara, Let Girls Dream, Freedom Fighters, which I'm pretty sure if I were to guess the gender of the Freedom Fighters, it might be female.
It's also a short film which got a 5.8 on IMDb.
Yes. 3 Baha
Bahadur, Rise of the Warriors, student athlete. These are from 2018. If you could scroll down, it looks like Bahadur. That's like a sequel. Maybe it's a television thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've never heard of any of these shows. Scroll back.
Yeah,
up
but
to the
the
top.
thing is, I believe they're for the most part documentaries.
Right. So let's scroll to the very top. What would make you think that this person would be ready to make us to go and make a Star Wars film? You are the shepherd of this franchise. And look, there is no shortage of controversy when it comes to Kathleen Kennedy and hiring directors. You know, famously, Lord and Miller were cast away and fired from the film Solo, the completely uninspired Solo film. And this is what we're about to get. More of your thoughts on this, Alan. I'm just curious. There's one last thing I want to end with here to show you something.
Yeah, you're gonna show us.
Alan, you're supposed to fill. You're not drunk.
No, you go.
You're having
no,
a
you say, "Hey, what are your thoughts?" I'm gonna show you.
That's what I just said. What are your thoughts?
No, you want to show? What are my thoughts? Or you want to show us something?
I'm showing you something. I have to find it.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's true. Yeah. I mean, this is the MO for Disney right now, is to get people who have done small things, and then put them in charge of major things.
Okay. Wait.
Marvel.
I have breaking news here.
Okay.
Let's share screen. This is the cast of the new Star Wars film. Jack Posobiec has just posted this. Cast of the new Star Wars just announced.
Oh.
I've never heard of these actors, but it seems legit. Seems legit.
Well, I think this is brave and it's beautiful.
When you see Disney Star Wars for exactly what it is, this is a meme that's been going around. Okay, let me read it to you. When you see Disney Star Wars for exactly what it is, and there's a picture of all of the main cast from the original Star Wars trilogy, and it's a happy face of an NPC. Happy face says, "My heroes won. The Empire has fallen. Luke has passed the tests and redeemed his father. Han and Leia have a budding romance. The New Republic will bring order and peace to the universe." And then underneath that is a picture of Rey, you know, representing the very end, the last shot. So that was the last shot from the original Star Wars trilogy with everyone together celebrating. This is the last shot of Rey alone with her yellow lightsaber. And it says, "Luke failed as a Jedi and teacher. Han and Leia divorced. Their son became a Sith Lord and died. Han and Leia and Luke all died estranged. The New Republic is weak and corrupt. Palpatine's lineage survived and thrived. Finn didn't even get to be a Jedi." And then if I can take that banner away for a second, you'll see that is, of course, Rainn Wilson, Dwight Schrute from The Office. Alan, any thoughts on the meme right there?
Yeah, they have no idea where to take the Star Wars universe. And it was clear when they made the prequels, they have no idea where to take it. At least George Lucas had an idea of where he wanted to go, how he wanted to expand that universe. And Disney it's just going in whatever direction they feel they need to go. And clearly that new direction now is to make it female focused.